Hi, I'm Anthony Riddick, and I'm with Bobby Lancaster, and we are Quiet Storm Games. Today, I'll be pitching my game, Twist of Life. Hope you enjoy. A game of chance and high rolling, Twist of Life is a game that brings both good and bad aspects of life together on a board in a fun way. It explores the concept of taxes, unexpected elements, and facing one's mortality. Just like real life, the goal is to make it to the end with the most money, whether dead or alive. Can you beat life, or will it get the best of you? The game is best played with 3 to 8 players, but 2 can be done.
The way the game begins is by rolling a 6-sided die. Based on the roll, the player starts at one of the 3 starting points on the board. So here, here, or here. From there, the player rolls a 6-sided dice to determine their occupation. The higher the number, the better the occupation. So 6 would be CEO, and 1 is housekeeper. The game continues by rolling the 6-sided die and moving throughout the game, following the arrows. The first 6 spaces after start determines the player's financial status. Here is where you have your debt or if your money accumulates. So you track the money that is owed or the money that you owe with the government debt tracker, which is this sheet here. Once your player makes it to the outer ring of the game, the initial game begins, and they automatically get a payday. On this board, you have spaces like event and crisis. Event and crisis are good and bad scenarios that happen throughout the game. Amongst these cards, you have cards like next of kin, which during the player's turn, if you draw the card next of kin or parent, the next of kin is the player after, and the parent is the player before. So that's event and crisis. You also have spaces like bills, tax time, which could be good or bad, determining where you land on the board. You have these yellow dots, which push you into the next ring of the board. So the yellow dots here push you into the next ring of the board. You have payday, which is self-explanatory, but you get paid by the government whatever amount is on your occupation card. So for example, CEO is $100, whereas housekeeper is $25. You get spaces like next turn. I'm an extra turn where you can roll again. And you have spaces called bonus, and whatever number is under bonus, you get your occupation times that. You also have the lottery, which you roll your 6-sided die as many times as the number listed on the space, and is whatever number you come up with as a total times 25. You also have spaces like jail, where you're forced to skip the number of turns that's listed underneath. When you go to the next ring, you have just similar to the last ring. You have to pay taxes, you get a payday, but you also get a chance of having game over for that player who lands on the spots like hit and run or shot. The red dots work similar to yellow dots, but because they're closer to the center of the circle, they pose a more cautionary color. Here, when you get to the ring, the next ring closer to the center, you get back roll, which if you roll, instead of going in the direction of the arrow, you go in the opposite direction. This forces you to stay on the board longer as a player, which could either be good or bad, depending how much money you have. Inevitably, if you don't land on shot or hit and run, you will make it to the center of the board. And if a player rolls the die and it lands on a 1 or 4, they have to pay $60 to the government. 2 or 5, the government pays them $60. 3 or 6, $30 from next of kin, and parent to the government. So that's the mechanics of the game. And I hope it was clear and I hope you're able to understand it. But a little tidbit about the game as well. This is not a space that's on the board. But if for any reason the government runs out of money, they can enact the twist, which means tax with interest set to 40, and all players have to pay the government $40. They have to do this whenever the government enacts this. So for any reason, if any of these spaces here on the game mat are empty like they are now, each player will have to give $40. Thank you. I am Bobby Lancaster, and that was Twist of Life.
And I'm Anthony Riddick. And yeah, that's the game. Hope you enjoy it.